in our garage. She's like, it smells like gas.
I've heard this conversation over the phone multiple times.
Yeah, but you have 1,000 broken dirt bikes in
No,
there.
I took the gas cans out. I put them in the pool shed. I took everything out. Like there's the generator, but I'm like, that thing's been in there. The petcock is off, and like there's gas in the actual generator, but there's no way you can smell it. It's sealed. And she's like, I smell it, and I'm like, well, I can't move the generator outside. Like. It's crazy. Like I can't smell anything. Like you guys always complain.
Can you taste? We got a problem.
It is bad if you can't smell.
No, you guys are like, it stinks in here. I'm like, I don't smell it.
Dude,
I can't believe you didn't smell bologna
this
today.
morning.
I don't smell it.
I'm taking the prize. I'm taking credit for this. I believe it is the leftover Italian wrap I had yesterday from Publix. I think it is me.
It's gotta be, right?
And I think I bologna this place up. But it is bothersome to me that you can't smell anything that's going on here.
No, I don't notice what, like, I guess if you put it up to my nose, I can smell it, but...
Go smell the trash can.
Yeah, go smell the trash can.
If I went and smelled
you
it,
would get
I
it.
would be like, oh, I see.
Oh, yeah,
but
Italian sub.
I can go, I'm pretty sure, like, there could be doo-doo in here, and I probably wouldn't notice. Like, I walk in...
Well, you walked in doo-doo.
That's true, and
he
then
has
stomped
walked
it
in
around.
doo-doo and stomped it all around, and then walked to his desk, and literally done an hour's worth of emails, and then come out and we're like, oh, stepped in doo-doo.
I don't notice things. I'm an R word. All right, bye-bye.
What an ending. Man, coming in hot. I'm an R word.
All right.
Where'd that go?
That is Tuesday 4.
Can't say that.
Yeah, you can't. Can't say that.
I don't know why you can't really, but it's calling myself an R word, but you cannot do that.
But you just did.
You're getting too soft, Tom.
Yep. You fucking woke ass bitch. You woke F word for gays.
Can't say that either.
You can't. Macy called me a screenie today. I was on my phone at the fucking breakfast table. I love that term. She does not like us on our phones. All right. What are we doing now?
Well, Jeff and
Oh, right.
Alex should be here soon.
Whew, that was funny. Look at these pictures. Hold on. Look at this. You got... Oh, come on.
Panera.
That's not what I wanted you to look at.
I think I've only eaten at a Panera Bread once in my life.
There's me and Tiffany. And there's Tom.
Whoa,
and,
look at that.
Yeah, look at your hair. It looks like your boys, right? You are your sons. That's how, right? You're the same guy.
What year is that? 2005?
Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Oh,
Look at
thumbs
that
up.
Yeah, look at that guy. Looking good there, buddy. There we are working on something.
2010?
I think so.
Is that your mom? She looks so proud.
Who there? That's Tiffany.
Is it? I can't
Yeah.
see.
That's Tiffany, dude.
Does she have glasses on?
Yeah, she
Oh.
she wears glasses. A lot of people don't know that. She may have gotten surgery.
was
That's
that the
Thurston's, dude.
Dukes of Hazzard?
That's Thurston's at the Dukes of Hazzard car.
Oh, yeah. I remember that bit.
That got you into trouble a little, did it? Or
No. Crystal never gave two shits. Although...
Well, it was time spent. Yeah, she didn't like you pouring your heart into shit. You were working your ass off. You were working yourself to death.
No. It's that's what it takes to
Whatever it takes. Double thumbs up.
I don't even think they
make
use
it
that
in the
anymore.
entertainment business.
DeBerry Joe said, I walked into Panera, decided it wasn't for me, and walked out.
I like the joke. The meme is Panera is just fancy hospital food. That's pretty funny.
It is.
Oh, you're into memes now.
He loves
Your
it.
wife finally got you.
Yeah, she wore you down. Panera is hospital food, but I do like some of the things like
I don't even.
because
I mean, it's just soup, salad, and sandwiches,
well,
right?
no,
Yeah.
if you like bread,
But-
it's awesome because you just get a hunk of
It's in
bread
the name, yeah.
and you eat a fucking hunk of bread and it's good as fuck because bread is good as fuck. I
Yeah.
hate it when people are like, low carb is fine and yes, it works and maybe you're not supposed to eat them. But I swear to God, if you give me that ripped off piece of bread that they give you when you get a super salad, I'm a happy boy.
Yeah.
I like a little piece of bread.
Let's see.
Although-
what we got.
There's nothing.
Oh, they have pizza?
Never had it.
They're
I've
like
only had soup.
flatbread.
I've only had soup, salad, and bread there. And normally I just have a salad and bread. I
What
get
kind of
the
sandwiches do they got?
the salad I get is the Fuji apple chicken salad, Sam. I get
Toasted baguettes.
I don't like a toasted baguette.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's not even health food.
No.
but it's some seemingly people think it is healthy.
It's just-
because
Is it
it's
just
not
because they
fast
don't have
food.
fries?
Well, I think
Yeah,
it's
but
just
it's
like,
no bread. Like
yeah.
the bread bowl is just as bad as the Big Mac, maybe worse.
I don't know if it's. I don't know if.
Premium family.
I don't know if
feast.
it's worse, but calorically it's up there.
I one time Crystal's buying those like I don't want to get the name wrong because I don't know, but it's like one of those like meals that are ready to eat that you order.
Yeah.
It's like Freshly or something.
It
Mhm.
was
you know.
Freshly, Blue Apron.
Yeah, it was one of those,
Yeah.
but I think it was Freshly.
But
or
it's
whatever.
pre-made.
But it's pre-made,
Yeah.
so it's not like you get the ingredients. It's
Right.
like you microwave it,
Oh,
and
right,
it's
right,
like a meal prepared
Yeah.
by
It's
their
like spaghetti
company.
and meatballs or something.
Or is it like chicken meals?
They
or
have all
whatever.
kinds of stuff.
But I remember she bought them for me, so I just like have something easy and healthy to eat. It was supposed to be healthy, and then I started looking at the goddamn the amount of saturated fat and like sodium and
Yeah,
everything
they
in
pump
it.
it up.
Oh, but yeah, if
And
it's frozen, it's gonna be a lot of
I'm
sodium.
not joking. It was more than a Big Mac.
Yeah.
Like it was more unhealthy than a goddamn Big Mac in the amount of saturated fat and sodium and everything in these meals. And I was like, well, it's not more healthy. Like, this is and I don't think they're made to be that. It's a meal like a fucking
Yeah, there's
TV
some that
dinner.
are just some that are egregious, like crazy. What's up, guys?
Hey.
You can come on in. We just
Yeah.
got done with our segment. Come on in. Good to see y'all.
Come on.
We are live on Twitch right now. I'd like to tell people that we're still live, so because we've been recording all day.
Good to see you.
Oh, right
Awesome.
on, man. Just pop those right there. We'll put them on camera. Thank you, man. Very good to see you again. Pleasure, Daniel. Good to see you again, man. Make yourselves at
Hey.
home.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Kicking your shoe game up again, I see, Jeff.
Yeah, well, gotta keep you guessing.
Hey, man, this guy's because I always look at people's shoes because I like shoes, and like he had the what are they? The old school reds with the white stripes, and these are nice too. What do you? Oh my God, you got on? What do you got on? You need those.
Oh, wow.
Non-slip.
Holy
boots.
moly! Don't put those on the camera. The ladies in the chat room are gonna freak out. They're this big. His shoes are like novelty humongo. Good Lord, 15 wide.
Jeez, Louise.
Good Lord, this guy is. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah, but wide foot.
15. I have a 7.5.
Can you?
Yeah.
A tiny little.
Do you make roller skates for you? Like you have a hard time finding roller skates?
The whole chat room's like, wow.
Yeah.
Hard time finding shoes. and
Those
shit.
are
Yeah.
dope, though, dude. My goodness.
You get the job done.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Especially for what you do, those are perfect.
I was gonna say, yeah, 14 hours a day, 12, 14
Yeah,
hours.
you
a
got to
day.
have some support.
On
All right,
concrete.
let me get Jeff's mic on. Let me make sure your camera looks good. Thanks for coming in, guys.
Better watch your
Thanks for
mouth,
having
Tom. I'll
us.
stomp a boot in your ass.
Yeah, my God, those are killer boots. I think I'm gonna do this as a 1-in-1.
So you want to do this Wednesday too instead?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. All right, so I got Dare and I got Dare. All right, we're good.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Van.
Yep. Let me just pull up.
I forgot where. Would you say this is going?
So it'll
Sam?
be Wednesday 2.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so we don't have too much time, but we got
20. We got
Mhm.
20.
Okay, Wednesday too. Okay, perfect.
But you'd probably because you'd want to keep it very close to 20. Okay. All right. You want to start?
Yep.
All right. Here we go. And 3, 2.
Welcome back to a corporate time. So we've been talking about this event coming up this Saturday, Science on Tap. It's an awesome beer fest hosted by Orlando Science Center.
Yeah, man. And when you go and you imbibe and you have a good time, you really help out the Science Center.
Yep, right there in Lock Haven Park, next to the Science Center. It's going to be a nice day this weekend, and we're all going to be out there.
It's going to be awesome. I'm excited about it, man.
And to talk a little bit about beer, and we had a discussion with this gentleman during the Science on Tap media event that we went to at Deadwood's. But we got Alex from Deadwood's Brewing here to talk a little bit about beer. And me and Daniel picked his brain for what, 25 minutes?
It was getting out of hand. Like, we were talking to you, and it got to a point where I was like, we're going to be late for everything else we have to do later in the day. Plus, the beers are flowing. So it was like it was a jovial time of information exchanging. And we kind of lost track of time a little bit. But thanks for being here, man.
Thanks for having me. Definitely pleasure.
Now, before we start, I can't stop looking at your feet.
Cut it out, man.
I'm sorry.
That's a great intro. I like that.
No, but I mean, it's your feet.
It's my fault.
I'm
a shoe guy.
Is that rude?
And I started with Jeff. I look over at Jeff's shoes, and he's got some that appears to be like new.
Yeah,
like,
Jeff from the Orlando Science
from
Center.
Science Center,
Yep.
and Jeff's got like he had on some red Vans at the night that we went to see the private tour, right?
Yeah.
And I really like them, and I'm one of those chirpers where if I see your shoes, I'm like, oh, those are cool shoes. And then I got my Air Force Ones today. I'm kind of going through like a little phase. When I look over at Alex's shoes, these are like I don't even know what you call those. They're
boots.
First of all, he said they're 15 wide, which I've never seen before. Can you hold your foot up, or can we I'm going to put you on the camera so everybody can
Shoe
see.
cam.
I'm going to aim it down. I don't know how you have to put it a little higher. Yeah. Let's see if we can get the. Look at those.
Yeah, I don't want to embarrass you, Alex, but you got
You got some nice looking
big
boots
clompers.
there. Yeah,
It's like Shaq's shoe at the
It is.
arena when they put it and next to his bus.
Maisie looked at it. She's like, "Oh my God, is that real?" I was like, "Yes, it is."
Sorry, Alex.
No, you're good. They just arrived last night. The 14 wides were too small.
Whoa!
Wow.
Those are brand new kickers, man.
So let's talk beer. How long have you been brewing beer?
Professionally for about a decade. I'm looking back. Yeah.
How'd you
10
start?
years.
Like, how did you get into brewing? And did it start with a love for beer, or no?
It was homebrewing. I think just like a lot of us. It was one of those things where when you discovered that you could make it, it was like this light in your head, and then everything just took over after that. And depending on how much money you want to spend on it, you can just keep going and keep going and keep going as a home brewer. And I kind of did, and that spilled over with the professional career, and here I am today.
Let's speak a little, because me and Daniel found this interesting when we were talking to you at Deadwoods about the pellets, the hop pellets.
Yes.
Because you told us something that I never knew.
Fluffy pellets. We
that-
were learning.
yes.
We were
Oh, the
learning.
fluffies.
The
Yeah.
difference
We're
between
learning.
fluffy pellets and denser pellets,
Yes.
and it makes perfect sense.
It's stuck
but
in
I
our
didn't
brain,
even,
man. Again, you were I really appreciate you sharing your knowledge and
Yeah,
your
definitely.
patience with us and like telling us this stuff, because we will interview you while we're drinking beer, and then the next thing you know, you'll be kicking us out of your bar because we're those guys.
I'm the one that takes a 15-minute tour and turns it into an hour and a half.
Right,
So
exactly.
we're kinda the
So
same
let's
page.
walk through pellets a little bit.
Pellets, yeah, that was that conversation specifically was around Timberline or IPA. So
Which is a damn fine beer that
Yeah.
you must go and try.
Pacific Northwest style. It would be the beer that I would brew if I was back in Oregon. We use a specific farm for our pellets. We use Indie Hop Farms. It's a small hop farm in Oregon. One of the founders is actually a founder of a brewery in Bend, where I come from. Traditional pellets, homebrewers out there, brewers out there that are listening, you know those dense pellets from Yakima Chief or from Yakima Quality. Great pellets, great product. But the pellets from Indie are a little bit fluffier. They go through a different type of extruder. They don't reach the temperatures that the other pellets reach. It's plumbed for liquid nitrogen, but they don't use it. So they just go nice and soft on it. So when it gets down to it, it's all about the least processing of the ingredients that you can have. Just like food, because beer is a food product.
and the pellets
I'm getting
dissolve.
thirsty. When he talks about this stuff, I go,
Yeah. How much, like when you put the pellets in of the process, how much dissolve, like totally disappear, and how much are left at the bottom that like you have to
Like sediment
get out,
or-
get
yeah.
out of there, because there's a lot of sediment in the brewing process, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, true in the bottom of the tank. The big thing about these, the advantage with using the fluffier pellets from Indie is when you throw a pellet in the top of water column, the top of your fermenter,
Yeah.
you want that pellet to open up, because all it is just super compressed hop flour all into a pellet form. So if you get denser pellets, you get about halfway through your fermenter, then the pellet starts to open up. You lost all that room in the fermenter of actually gaining your flavor and aroma out of that pellet. With the pellets that we use, as soon as it hits that water, as soon as it hits that liquid level, that beer in the top of the tank, it just starts to open up and release all that flavor and aroma. That's why Timberline is such an aromatic beer.
Yeah, it's a big beer. Like when you start, and we had them in an order. Which order did we have? Are these the 4 that we
These are
had?
the 4. Yep. We did Bridge, Golden Stag, Timberline, Sangreal.
Yeah, Sangreal is the one that at the end you save this little treat beer for you.
Yeah.
And then you have it and you realize that it's the strangest, most wonderful beer I think I've had in a minute, man. It's an interesting beer.
Definitely is for cocktail drinkers, wine drinkers, non-beer drinkers.
Yeah, it's like a sangria beer wine thingy.
Yeah,
Like, I don't even know.
yeah, how do you make that?
That's so it's actually a blend. So we have a base beer. It's called God Complex. It's an American style sour.
Tom has that.
It's
It's done nothing to you.
You
I'm
do
just
that.
sitting
You
here.
do
I
that.
should have brought some for you.
You do
man.
that. Wait till you leave and he starts talking about I'm getting big boots. I'm gonna kick you guys in the ass.
Not as big as these.
Hey.
So God Complex. It's a 8% American style sour golden ale. Then we linked up with a puree company out of California. We developed this red sangria puree with them, and we blend it in line where we're putting it into a conditioning
With
vessel.
like actual fruit and stuff. Right?
Oh, it is lemon, lime, orange, strawberry, elderberry. You have sweeteners, which are your apple juice and your pear juice. The elderberry is strictly for color, but it mimics that traditional Portugal, Spain type of sangria. And we blend it in with this sour base. So you have an extreme amount of sugar with the puree. You have the high acidity tart base that come together that give you basically like this Sour Patch Kid kind of sangria flavor.
Okay.
That's a perfect explanation. Sour Patch Kid sangria, kind of a, but it's not. I don't want to say it doesn't drink as novelty as that sounds. Like it's a lot
Right.
more elegant. It's like a. It's certainly a more like I know Andrea would love it. It was really really interesting beer.
There's no chunks in the glass. The puree
Yeah.
is super strained.
Another thing we were talking about that I found interesting was the people that want to become professionals when it comes to tasting and recognizing what's in beer, kind of like wine professionals do with the sommelier. And with Cicerone is the is the I guess.
And I think there are different classes.
The same.
Of that,
There's
right?
when I took Cicerone, I think there was 3 different levels. Now there's 6, I want to
Wow.
say.
Yeah, man. As the hobby or the profession grows, so does the knowledge, I guess.
It's Cicerone and it's also BJCP, the Beer Judge Certification Program.
BJCP, it doesn't sound as fancy to me as like Cicerone.
As Cicerone does.
Cicerone sounds more like sommelier. Like it's got more of a. Yeah, I like that better.
So we're just joking around on how I can't smell things. This would be a job that would be impossible for me because
You
my
always talk
senses
so
are
negatively, man.
Well, we were talking to Alex about like, do you have to have this ornate ability
Yeah.
to taste certain
Like almost
things,
be born
or
with
a better sense of smell than
Right,
other human beings, and then that will lead you towards being a Cicerone or a sommelier, where it's like you have this ability you're born with that other people don't have. Then you can make it better through practice.
It certainly helps. I mean, having that natural ability definitely helps. You have humans that can detect that can't detect diacetyl, which is butter, number 1 off flavor in beer, and then you have humans that can detect it at trace amounts. So it really depends on, I would say, there's a small little bit in there that's going to be genes, that's going to be the body, what it can do. If you can't smell anything, well, you're kind of out on that one.
Let's talk about that. You just said something very interesting. The number 1 bad off flavor in beer
Is diacetyl.
and you said butter.
It's the chemical compound of butter.
And it will taste like butter.
And it will taste like butter. It'll also be slick like butter at the same time.
And
It's
that's
weird.
it.
I've never heard.
And you
of that.
absolutely do not like if you taste that.
If you taste that, it's either dirty fermentation, poor cleanliness in your process,
Interesting.
stress fermentation at the same time. We'll give it to you.
So by tasting that butter taste, you don't want that.
No, you don't want that.
Okay.
There's a few distinct off flavors in beer that you don't want. That is definitely one of them. Banana is another one, but banana is also acceptable in some styles like Belgians. So it's really
It's super complicated. That's where the science part kind of
when it gets
comes
into
in.
sensory. Yeah, you have people that go to college for 4 years and get degrees in sensory.
We just dug into the science part. I'll put Jeff on camera. There he is, everybody. We're
How you doing,
sciencing.
Jeff?
We are
I'm here.
we are sciencing up
Get
right
your
now.
beakers.
Yeah, oh my God.
the
So much science.
the skunkiness in a beer, is that just aged?
Oxidation, light induration at the same time. Clear bottles, you don't want clear bottles. Green bottles are a little bit better. Brown bottles are the best. Cans are top tier at this point.
Why couldn't we just go full on black bottle, zero
Black bottle boys,
no
yeah.
water, no light can get in, or just be super expensive.
Weight, expense,
Can
weight,
is
manufacturing the
is
bottle.
can superior?
Nowadays, yes, cans have far surpassed what they were in the past. There's
it.
liners on the inside of the cans now. The cans do die eventually. If you just have empty cans sitting on a shelf in your storage for a year plus, the liners will start to go bad.
Gotcha.
How long, because I see this in the craft beer world all the time, like in the CBE group, and like I see even some of our listeners have beers that we, brewed years ago, right? And they'll be like, I have this six pack.
I got one little
middle
bit
of
of
the
pee
road.
left from
Yeah.
Ron Rake. He did it at Shipyard way back when he was there. I'm like, don't drink that.
Well, I see.
I think this is 16 years old at this point, man.
I've had a few home brews from David's house, the owner, when we were brewing at his house before the building was up and going. He said, "Oh, a year later, is this still good?" And I'm like, "No."
Yeah.
So a
That's
year,
you
okay.
don't
So
want that.
what's the amount of time where it really is going to be bad? Because I see people where they're like, if it is a year old, people are like, "Oh, don't drink that; it'll be horrible." And I'm like, is it really going to be horrible, or is it just going to be not as good as it was?
Depends on the beer. If it's a hoppy beer, you're talking 90 days is your max, really. Hops, oxygen, they're going to come together. They're going to rust. It's going to be they're going to oxidize essentially. Lagers, a little bit longer. You're looking at 90, maybe 120 days. Darker beers, about the same time. But after that, it's going to all start to go downhill, except for like Brettanomyces beers, which are sours, bacterial sours, which can age for a longer period of time.
Your feet have bacteria. I feel like we can make a bacterial sour out of your feet.
So the sours
Right?
could actually get
We can
better
do
and
They'll,
as time.
they'll mature in the bottle like Berliner Weiss. True Berliner Weiss is a low ABV, half Pilsner, half wheat German beer that is fermented with a German ale strain and then put into bottles with Brettanomyces. They're stored on their side for 18 months. You want that full 18 months of maturation for the Brettanomyces bacteria in that bottle to ferment its way all the way through all those residual sugars, carbonate that beer, and then it's ready to go.
Alex, what makes a good beer brewer? Is it
Nice, the
15.
boots.
Oh, the
You
boots.
start with the
15
boots.
wide.
15 wide
Yeah, you
boots.
need a 15 wide. You need a cool beard.
'Cause
Your
it-
hair needs to be a little
Cool
longer
voice.
than my stupid nerd hair.
You have to wear flannel.
what's
Yeah, a little
interesting?
flannel helps.
What's interesting
Oregon, sprinkle some Oregon on there.
There you go.
about your job is it's chemistry
Yeah.
and art, right? Like there's a certain art mixed
Yeah,
into it,
100%.
and because there's subjectivity involved when it comes to
It's brutal, but
anything
you got to be
culinary.
delicate at the same time too, because these are flavors and a nuance. Any little nuance could screw it all up, right?
Yeah.
Temperature too. That's the number
Temperature.
one thing. Is I remember we've made beers before, so we're not completely dumb when it comes to this stuff.
Yeah.
And I remember standing there, and I remember the last one we made was the one we put the gold in.
Oh, yeah.
We love a good sucker stupid beer, and we put all this gold. How much? We put like $1,000 worth of gold in there or something.
The
Gold flakes.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Sorry. And then so we did that, but then we couldn't get it to temperature. Remember that?
yeah.
They were having trouble. They're like, "Oh man, we can't get it. We're trying to get it to
yeah.
the." And I'm sitting there watching the little LED, and it's like, and do you ever have times when you're just trying to do something and just Mother Nature, the climate, the humidity, the barometer is not?
Something happens.
Yeah.
The higher grade, higher end equipment that you have, you get a little bit more control, but there's always the unknown. It
Yeah.
will always happen.
Or like a little something got in there, and it just like.
Yeah, if a little something gets in there, that's a little bit more of a concern because then it could go south.
Right.
It could go
Ruined.
You don't want to make people sick.
Right.
But there's been beers that have just like this just isn't going the way that we want it to go. Okay, well, what do? Well, we pivot.
Yeah.
You just pivot a little bit.
Yeah, and then that's where the art. I mean, if you're an artisan, you use your creativity to kind of help yourself out when the beer's not.
All those background skills really help
Yeah.
when things start to go.
So sometimes do you
Sour.
ever have one of those where you're creating a beer, it's not going the way you want, but then you use your creativity and then you kind of alter it, and then you're like, holy crap, we just came up with a brand new.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Golden Stag, the can right there.
This one right here.
Yep, the black and gold one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a so it is a 50-50 Belgian pale and Pilsner base beer, fermented with our house lager strain and then aged on cypress wood.
Oh yeah. That's the one where we could taste the cypress. I remember
The
that.
cypress
Yeah.
wood was the one that was like, well, let's make this a little bit more interesting. We have placeholder, we have Bridge on tap. We don't want a third super light lager that is not.
Bridge is dope too. That's a good
Thank you.
beer.
Yeah, that one's phenomenal.
Goes down a little fast for a Tuesday. When we were there, I'm slamming Bridge back.
It's
Like,
definitely a boat beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems to me that if I brewed beer, I'd be frustrated by people's lack of understanding of how, like, for instance, I feel like there's a lot of people
they don't
like,
appreciate it
yeah,
enough.
because they're like Billy Bud Light is drinking. They're like, I don't like it. You're like, what do you mean? This is better.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah, and then you
Or
have to
people
show
just
him-
drink to get drunk instead of the
Would
taste.
you
on
feel
paper.
the
This is
need-
better.
Let me ask you this:
And then I'm mad by the fact that they don't like it.
I think I'm
Too
seeing,
much flavor.
I think I'm seeing your vision. You would then feel the need to be like, whoa, come here.
You
and
don't
you're showing them
understand.
pictures of like, this is me putting in the ingredients. This is me buying the ingredients. They're so hard to find. Here's the price of what I put in there. Here's the how long it took to do this. Here's the tank, and here's me bringing up the like. You'd have to show them the process to try and get them to understand that your beer is better.
But the thing is, then it's subjective. So it's like telling someone like a piece of art is better than another piece of art. You'd be like, I like this. And you're like, well, your kid drew this.
Yeah.
This is made by a millionaire artist.
think
And then you're like, I like this
it
one better.
is,
You're
but
like,
it
no, you
isn't.
don't, you idiot.
It is what it is.
That's what I would say.
You could take any like lager, big lager,
Yeah.
and you could take Bridge, their lager, and you could put them side by side. And I would be willing to bet that most people, at least my age, who like craft beer, would pick the Bridge 1,000,000 times.
They like craft beer, but it's like then you get what I imagine Alex runs into,
You
where
have to battle it sometimes.
people's idea of what beer tastes like has been skewed over years of not drinking good
Oh,
beer. So they're
definitely.
like, this doesn't taste like the beer I'm used to,
Right.
and therefore it's bad.
I thought we were done with that.
Yeah, I know it seems like we should be at this point, but I'm sure it
We're
still
not,
exists
are we?
right
My
now.
experience is the big influencer with people like that is them understanding the history of beer.
Yeah.
Understanding that before Prohibition, where we're at now in the country with the amount of craft breweries that we have is where we were before Prohibition. They start to get into that and understand that you have neighborhood breweries. You always had neighborhood breweries. It sparks a little
You
bit
know
of
what
interest.
taught me that? And
They
this is really stupid, but it kind of ties into Science Center and like video games and stuff. The reason that I learned for years, when you play stupid video games and you're playing in a medieval setting, undoubtedly within the village there is always a brewery.
Yeah.
Always. Always a brewery. Like if you go into the Witcher game and you're playing that, like there's always
Well,
like
back then they didn't drink water because water will kill you. Because everything had to have some sort of
exactly.
alcohol in it.
preservatives in it, man. So
Oh,
we
yeah,
can
yeah.
drink some stuff.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's just funny that it's a dumb thing to think that, yeah, it's like in history, you're correct. It would be like your neighborhood.
Beer kept people alive.
Yeah, your brewery would be providing it for the village. You're providing it for,
Yeah,
everybody.
kids would drink
Yeah.
beer because
There
again, water would give you dysentery.
There was community breweries. I
Yeah.
mean, there would be farmhouse breweries, obviously, because people were working to make their beer, to work to survive. Planting it, reaping it, malting it, drying it, brewing it. And eventually, when cities became a little bit larger and larger and larger, everybody said, well, let's just have one giant community brewery. There was also that at the same time. So it's also an industry. It's a product that brings people and communities together.
Yeah, no, 100%. And Dead Words is an amazing brewery,
Yeah.
and an
One of
amazing
many
space.
that's going to be at Science on Tap,
Yeah,
my friend.
let's talk about that, Jeff. So, is there still VIP is sold out? Correct?
No, we
Oh,
actually
okay.
VIP observatory tours are sold
Right.
out.
Yes,
Oh,
okay, but
okay.
VIP
yes,
of yes.
yes, thanks to you guys. Thank you.
Awesome.
But VIP tickets for Science on Tap are still available. That
Okay.
gets you in an hour early and 2 full pours for every VIP. But general admission is available as well. We've got 38 breweries,
Nice.
including our friends at Dead Words.
Yeah, super
And-
high quality breweries too.
It's gonna be amazing. And what's great for me is getting to talk to Alex, who really is a scientist,
Yeah,
and
no, I know.
explore the science behind beer.
Yeah,
The best scientists are beer scientists, I feel like.
and again, we're all going to be out there, so
hanging out.
Come by, and you can get your tickets at osc.org,
There you go.
or just go to tomanddan.com.
We
and
got a
click
link.
on the Science on Tap. Guys, thanks so much for coming in. We
appreciate
appreciate
it,
it.
y'all.
Thank
Thank
you
you for
very
your
much.
time. Is we done?
We'll be back.
We'll be back.
Thank you, Sam. All right, we're off,
Perfect.
but we're still on Twitch. Good job, y'all.
Well, thank you guys. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Appreciate y'all, man. That was fun.
Man, we had fun last week. Thanks for coming out.
Super
Yeah,
fun,
yeah.
man. It
It
broke
was-
up the week for me. I
Yeah.
appreciated that. That was really good.
Yeah, it was cool. And then
Where's
I
that go, Sam? Wednesday?
we could talk to Alex for
Wednesday.
a long time, but just about
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's my job now, bringing in
Already
cool
had a
people
Wednesday.
for you guys
Yeah,
to
yeah,
talk
It's
to.
probably Jonathan. We had to switch him to 3 because he went long.
Gotcha.
If it's 31 minutes.
It is.
Yeah.
No, 31 I had it as 3.
Okay.
But I already had a Wednesday too that's 11 minutes.
Oh, that should have been Tuesday 4.
Okay, I'll fix that. My bad.
Yeah, thank
Oh,
you guys.
thanks.
Oh,
Thank you so
our
much.
pleasure. Good seeing you again, man. Thanks for coming in. See you,
Appreciate
Jeff.
it. Thank you.
Saturday,
Yes,
guys.
we look forward to seeing you guys.
Sorry,
on
I'm
Saturday.
stuck in my cave here.
You're all good. You've got plenty of
Labeling.
passes and
Go ahead.
everything.
Yeah, think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, sweet. I will see you then.
See you Saturday.
Appreciate it. No problem. Thank you, Alex.
I am so stupid.
We'll see you guys soon. We'll see you this Saturday.
See y'all. I am the dumbest man in the world. I mislabel everything.
So we only have Tuesday 1 and 2, and then Tuesday's done, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Which will be EJ, I'm sure.
We have
And then we just need 10 for Wednesday 4.
I
Okay.
have Tuesday 1 and 2. I have Tuesday 2 and 3. I have Tuesday 3 for 28 minutes. Or 29 minutes.
That's Deborah from Fair Valley. Yep.
Is it Tuesday 3?
Yep.
And then I have Tuesday 2 for 11 minutes. And that's
That
all
should
I
be Tuesday 4.
Tuesday 4. All right, that's all I got is 3 and 4, right?
Yep.
That's good.
Okay, cool. And then Wednesday I have, just to double check, I have 1 and 3, 20 minutes and 31 minutes.
You should have 1, 2, and 3.
I don't have a 2
Well,
for Wednesday.
1 is Take America.
The
Ah! 1 is Tank.
the 31 minutes is going to be
3. Wednesday
3. Wednesday 3 now.
The 31 minutes?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yes, that's correct. And then the 11 minutes is, what'd you say, 4?
Tuesday 4.
4, okay. Let me change that. Let me get the other one. I don't think I labeled it. I can't find the one I did for Tank America. What are we doing now?
Nothing. We're going to
Oh,
lunch.
lunch? All right, guys, going to lunch.